Hi, everybody. Welcome to our Candlelight again. So happy to be able to share this practice with you. It's going to be quite a very restorative and very relaxing meditative session tonight. So a couple things. You need one block, only one block. You need a bolster. And if you don't have the real thing, you do not need the real thing, either a long pillow or any type of blanket. Doesn't have to be a Mexican blanket, but fold it in half and then roll it up super, super tight. And that's going to be the same length, maybe a little bit, depending on the width of your blanket, maybe a little shorter than an actual bolster, but that is all you're going to need for tonight. But we're going to start in a child's pose. So what does that look like? We're going to be on our knees, and then you're going to push your hips back, bring your ankles down into, your glutes down into your ankles, and walk your hands forward. Now you can bring a couple things you can do with your blanket, and you can feel it. You're going to bring the blanket right between your knees, the back of your legs, and see how that feels. Or you can bring it to rest onto your chest, more like a melting heart. It's resting on your chest, down into your glutes, and then just sink down into it. Or you just do a traditional child's pose, whatever feels good for you. So I want you to just come onto your mat and sink down. We were talking about the weather and the traffic. Now it's time to let that go and know we have some time for us and by us this evening. So as I was saying with Yin, it's a gentle meditative style of yoga that allows us to take the time that we need in a pose to really go past the muscle, go into the tendons, the ligaments, the connective tissues, our fascia. So we want to find a little bit of an edge on some of the poses. Most of the program that the class that we made for tonight are restorative. So we won't really have to even get to an edge. But once we're there, into that shape, what we want to find is stillness. That's one of the keys of Yin, is being still. Trying not to fidget, trying not to move, trying not to pick at our nails, and just find that stillness. And then the third component, so we find our edge, we find the stillness, and then we find time. So we're going to be holding these poses for 5 minutes tonight. Again, they're very passive, they're very restorative, so we're going to be able to take the time to actually give, melt, and surrender. So it's a really grounding practice, and I sure hope that you enjoy it. So take a nice big inhale, fill up your lungs, and then exhale, let everything out of your mouth, just let it go. Do that a couple more times. So nice big inhales, exhales. Do one more. Nice big breath. Exhale. And let everything go. Second part of our Yin practice tonight is what I've created is each shape is going to have an affirmation with it. So it's going to be a positive affirmation. So affirmations are extremely important. It may sound simple, something that we say, I am strong and I am stronger each day, let's say. But repeating the same sentences, even 3 times, it might not change anything around you, but research has shown that the positive thinking can rewire our brains. So I've put in all the affirmations, if it doesn't resonate with you, maybe you can pick something else, pick something that'll work for you. So sink a little deeper into your hips. Slow your breathing down. Some of the research behind affirmations say that they're helpful for They encourage us to create a better picture of ourselves, a better picture of our surroundings, because they're positive. So with that, lowers our stress level, decreases anxiety, fear, and worry. It's linked to improving the quality of our life. So between a yin yoga practice where we're giving and melting and surrendering and mixing it in with these positive affirmations, I truly, truly believe it's a win-win practice. So for an hour, what a great investment. Another aspect of yin is actually quietness as well. I know we're on Zoom, it's easier when I can be in the room and feel emotions and feel your energy and where you're at. But I am going to be doing the affirmations, and then I'm going to be very, very quiet for a few minutes. It might kill me, I know. But we're going to do this. In between each pose, I'm going to give us a little bit of a transition to move your body. If you don't like my transition, do whatever feels good for your body. So take another nice, big, giant exhale. Let everything go. And then on your next inhale, come up onto all fours. And then let's just enjoy a few cat and cows. So in cow, we're dropping our belly down the ground. We're taking our tailbone up, pressing through your hands, taking your gaze to look up towards the sky. And then in cat, you're rounding your back like you're a little kitty cat waking up from a nap. And then round. Whatever feels good for you. If you want to move your hips side to side. All right, moving into our next shape. We're going to use our bolster or your blanket, whatever's going to work for you. So you're going to bring the bolster on the long edge of your mat, and your legs are going to be coming to the side. You're going to be flipping onto your back half of your body. So the top of our body is going to hug your blanket. But what we need to do first is come into the spinal twist. Oh, I got myself backwards here. So I'm going to be hugging my body and my legs are over to one side or the other. Let's start with our legs onto the right side. So into a little hug, fetal position. Both hands are on the side. Knees are together. We sink and we melt. And we just get heavy. A little twist for our back. Low back, little spinal twist, very small, very narrow. Our affirmation. I am a source of strength and resilience. I am a source of strength and resilience. You'd like to say it out loud to yourself. I am a source of strength and resilience. So we just give in here. Let the cheeks and the mouth, let the jaw, everything soften. Arms are heavy, long. If it is too intense for your knees to be on top of each other, feel free to take the top leg a little bit longer, but not too long. Still want to keep that curve this way. breath nice and long. Try to get your exhales even longer than your inhales. Let everything go. Couple more breaths. And on your next inhale, just want you to bring your arms a little closer towards your body. Push up so that you're coming forward. Come onto your sit bones. Bend the knees, and let's just hug our knees and our head into our knees. Drop your head down towards your knees. Let our body rebound from that. And we'll get ready to take the over to the other side. So you can just leave your bolster there and roll over the other side. Take the other way so that my voice carries. So once again, knees are bent. We're hugging, so the hip is up, we're hugging the bolster or your block, your support system. You're softening through your face, your jaws, your hips, your knees. Settle in, sink, melt, and get heavy. And say, I am bold and unafraid of challenges. I am bold and unafraid of challenges. I am bold and unafraid of challenges. Your mind starts to wander. Bring it back to your breath, your inhales, your exhales. That should be on inhaling, like exhaling. If you can remember the affirmation, repeat that a few more times. It's not going to hurt. I am bold and unafraid of challenges. got another minute here, so is there somewhere that you can loosen, can soften, can melt a little bit more? Sometimes giving in is hard. Know that that blanket or the bolster, your pillow is going to support you. Take 3 more nice deep breaths. Walk your hands closer to your body. Push yourself up. Bring yourself to sit on those sit bones. Keep the knees bent. Let's bring our hands underneath our legs and bring our head down to our forehead. Bring our head down to our knees. And then we'll come out of that. All right, moving down now, you're going to come right onto your belly. We're going to move into half frog. So you can either bring your bolster or you can bring your blanket. But we're going to start on our belly. Then you're going to drag your one leg, does not matter what leg. I'm going to start on my right side. And you're going to bring your knee on top of the bolster, on top of your blanket. I'm going to call it a bolster. And it's going to be in line with your hips. So it's going to be at that 90-degree angle. Your foot is going to be flexed. And then you're going to bring your upper body. So I want you to bring your head down on top of your hands. If it feels good, you can take your gaze to look in the opposite direction. It feels good for your neck. Otherwise, you can just bring your head right down to the ground. Going into this half fish pose, so a really big opener for the groin and the hips, especially depending on the height of your bolster. Now, this is something we want to say at the end, we want to give it time. So when our body invites us to go deeper, that's what we want to listen to. So we may start with the leg just on the ground because this might be too intense. And after a couple of minutes, maybe I'll roll the bolster under my knees, see what it feels like. Let's take a nice big inhale. Exhale and settling. And our affirmations. I am moving forward with calmness and clarity. I am moving forward with calmness and clarity. Say it to yourself out loud. I am moving forward with calmness and clarity. So we have a couple of minutes left in this pose. If you want to play with the height of your bolster, if you didn't use it to start with, now would be a good time to see if you've got some space opened up. Don't feel you have to. You will still reap lots of benefits by staying still in the pose. Take 3 more nice big breaths. Nice and slow. Ever slowly and respectfully, we'll move the knee off the bolster and we'll bring both feet in alignment. If your big toes can touch one another, you're going to bring your arms down alongside your body with your palms up. And if your neck was twisted one way, let's twist it the other way. Let the shoulders all the way sink to the ground. And then slowly, whatever it takes, we're going to bring that bolster to the other side so we can set up to the other side. So once again, we're onto our bellies. Slide that leg up into a 90-degree angle. Flex your foot. Bring your hands on top of one another. Take your gaze, look in the opposite direction. So we do want to make sure that our hip bones, so wiggle on the side, wiggle your hips so your hip bones are pressed, then bring that knee up so that the hips are still pointing down towards the ground to get that full opening. And then settle in. Take a nice big breath. Know that you're giving lots to your body. And our affirmation is, I am free to be myself. I am free to be myself. I am free to be myself. I like that one. So continue to sink. I don't want you to force your breath, but I want you to see now that we've been here half an hour or so. If you can slow your breathing down even more. Slow your breathing, calm your soul, calm your heart. Let that heart rate come down. notice that one side of your body was a little tighter. We tend to sit on one side of our hips, one side of our glute a little bit more than the other way as opposed to balanced. We've got another minute and a half, give or take. So if you want to try either removing the bolster or putting it back in place, see what it feels like for your body. But again, you don't have to. Take 3 more nice big breaths, beautiful breaths. I don't want to say big because that's going to force you. Just take 3 nice breaths, nice and long. And slowly we'll move that leg off our bolster. Bring the legs back in alignment. Maybe the big toes touch, arms down by our side. Let the shoulders round. Maybe hear your hips thanking you. We're going to bring our hands underneath our shoulders and we're going to push ourselves back into a tabletop position. And you're going to scooch onto your glutes. So a couple things we'll want here is one, we want one block. And we will want our blanket. So we're going to come into a lying swan, seated swan, which is a figure 4. So come back down onto your back. Take one ankle. I'm going to start with my right ankle, cross my left foot. And I'm going to put my left foot on a block. I'm going to place my blanket across my knee of the foot that's in the air. That's just going to give me a little bit of weighted effect to see if it can open up through that glute a little bit more. So I'm into my figure 4. And now let's take our arms up overhead into a square. And if that square is too tight, maybe you want to start with cactus arms. So back of the palms, kiss the earth, kiss the ground. So we're working our glutes here. Stretches the hip flexors. And then psoas, which is that big muscle that is like a ribbon that goes along either side of our spine, along the low back. So you'll hear a lot of people talk about their psoas, and that's the one that's responsible for helping us move our trunk, move our legs, and upper legs, and responsible for moving our hips. So a nice big figure 4, a supine swan. Right. Take a nice big breath, and I'll tell you our affirmation. I release what no longer serves me. I have the power to release what no longer serves me. I have the power to release what no longer serves me. We want to check back in the essence of time here, but we also want to find that edge. If you're really pushing and feeling way too much, back off a little bit. Let's like time and listen to our body. Let it go past the muscles, into our connective tissues. That power, that magic within. And holding that shape, we are going to remove the blanket. And use your hand to press at the inner thigh just to see if you get a little bit deeper stretch for the last couple of seconds. Take a few deep breaths. We're going to bring the foot off the block, but just slide it to the other side because we're going to need it. It might be in your way, so move it out of the way first. We're going to bring both feet down to the ground, wide arm out. And let's just windshield wiper side to side before we take it up to the other side. Slow and steady. And hang out at the top for a breath. And then refind your block. Let's take the opposite foot, comes onto the block. Opposite ankle crosses over. Find that edge, so use your hand maybe as a guide, or just leave it exactly where nature had, where your body wants it to be. Take your blanket, drape it over top of that knee. This time again, our arms can be in that, if they were cactus, maybe open them up to square. Maybe you like diamond a little bit better, so diamond shape. Feel free to slide that block a little closer to your glute. Settle in. I find joy and balance in all aspects of my life. I find joy and balance in all aspects of my life. I want to say it out loud. I find joy and balance in all aspects of my life. Soften your chest, soften your back, soften your shoulders. further than halfway mark. So if your body's inviting you to create a little bit more space in that hip flexor, check it out. But if it's super, super, super tight, back off just to let that out. Again, talks about the Goldilocks there. Not too little, not too much, but just right. It's kind of like an affirmation, finding joy and balance. Now let's remove that blanket. Just see if we can use that hand, create a little bit of space just for the last couple of breaths. Step our foot off the block. We'll bring both feet down the ground, a little wider than our mat. This time let's do a little teepee. So drop your knees into each other. Bring your hands onto your belly, onto your heart. Then we'll bring those knees back up. And we're going to get ready to move into our next shape, which is mermaid. So you're going to need a block at the top of your mat, so you can grab it in your hands. Now, if you have a bolster or you're using a blanket, you're going to bring your bolster sideways, so it's going to go long across your mat. You're going to bring your hips up to your bolster, and then you're going to bend both knees. So both knees are bent, kind of up like this. And then you're going to take your top arm, bring it into a block, and reach through the side of your body, nice and long, so that both hands now touch the block. And then you're going to turn your chest up a little bit towards your ceiling. So you're kind of like a little mermaid spread across a rock. Now the legs can stay where they are, that bent shape, or you can take that top leg and bring it longer. So you're, and then you give. So mermaids got lots of positive things for us. It stretches the upper body, stretches through the shoulder, stretches the chest, because we're in that little spine. It stretches, it increases the flexibility of our lower back, and it increases the stretchability, the flexibility, sorry, of our obliques, the muscles of the side of our abs. So sinking into that. Let's take one more breath. Say, I am the master of my destiny. I am the master of my destiny.
Great shoulder opener. Great chest opener. And on your next inhale, we're just going to let go of the block. Maybe your hands can touch one another. Your bicep, your head's supported by your bicep. Maybe you can roll a little bit more onto getting the chest up towards the ceiling. Take 3 more breaths. Bring your top hand on top of your bolster. Push yourself up. Come onto all fours, and we're going to press ourselves into a melting heart. So come into a wide-legged child's pose. Slide that blanket bolster down towards your chest. Bring your elbows over top of the blanket. Bend the elbows and bring your hands behind your head. And then we'll slowly lift out of that. And you can roll over to set yourself up for our mermaid on the other side. So again, that bolster, your hips are right up against your bolster. Knees are bent. You're going to reach the arm up and over, slide, elongate yourself nice and long. Sink down into it. Get everything nice and heavy. Remember to turn your chest towards the ceiling. The affirmation for this side of the mermaid is quite long, but it's wonderful. I am worthy of love, pleasure, and fulfillment in all aspects of my life. I am worthy of love, pleasure, and fulfillment in all aspects of my life. If you want to say it out to yourself, I am worthy of love, pleasure, and fulfillment in all aspects of my life. Again, if you want to take that one leg long, feel free. Really, one of the most important parts of yin, I think in all my trainings, has been listen to your body. It knows. When we take away what we think it knows or wants, we just listen, truly, truly listen. We'll find the edge, we'll find the quietness, we'll find the stillness, and then it'll all open up for us. Just like our affirmation, we are worthy of love, pleasure, and fulfillment in all aspects of my life. Perhaps you can direct your inhales and your exhales right through the side of your rib, up through those obliques, out through the shoulder and the arms, right through the fingertips. Then on your next inhale, let's remove the block. Your hands can touch. Can you turn a little bit from the lower back to get that chest open a little bit more towards the ceiling? Be respectful. And slowly bring that top hand to the top of your blanket, your bolster. Use yourself to push up. And let's get back into that wide-legged melting heart pose. So chest onto the bolster, arms forward, bend the elbows, bring the hands behind the head. Sink the glutes down your ankles. Take one more nice breath here. And then we'll bring ourselves up. We're going to move the bolster out of the way. And we're going to grab our block. We're coming back down onto our glutes. And you're going to bring your knees, lie back down, bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little hug. And then bring the feet down to the ground. We're going to press up into a bridge. And you're going to slide your block underneath your glutes. And it's going to be by your sacrum, not by your lower back. And so not on the lower back, so right at the edge of the back. Then you're going to lift the legs up to 90 degrees. And then lift both feet straight up into the air. Arms are going to come out into a T. Now I said get rid of your blanket, but if you want to drape your blanket across your chest, across your body, you can do that. Arms and out to a T with the palms up. And your lovely waterfall. So get nice and heavy. Know that that block is going to support you. Waterfall is super, super, super restorative. We've done this one many times, and I can't say enough about it. You know, it reduces anxiety, it lowers our blood pressure, it provides fresh blood and oxygen to our legs, it reduces stress. I could go on and on and on about more. And your affirmation is, I am letting go of fear and doubt. I am letting go of fear and doubt. And one more time, if you want to say it out loud, I am letting go of fear and doubt. Take 3 more breaths here. Now, if you're feeling super, super wonderful in waterfall, you can stay here for the rest of for the next 2 minutes. Otherwise, we're going to bend both knees and bring our feet down to the ground. And if your body's invited to it, we're going to turn the block on the higher level and come into a supported bridge. Arms are still into that T. If you walk your feet a little closer towards your glutes, you're going to feel that stretch is going to be able to come and the fascia gets into your quads, in your front of your legs. And our affirmation for supported bridge is, I am constantly growing and evolving and accepting the changes. I am constantly growing and evolving and accepting these changes. Now, if you decided to stay in waterfall, you'll get you to bring both legs down with your knees bent. Take a nice big breath here. And then slowly press into your feet to lift your hips even higher to remove your block. And then lower your hips down nice and slow. Bring both knees into your chest. Elongate your spine. Supported bridge is a very big, it's a back bend, right? So we need to realign that spine. All right, the part we've all been waiting for, final Shavasana. I do encourage you to get a blanket, to use your bolster. You can use your bolster under your knee, back of your knees, slide it across it. Wrap yourself up into your blanket. Bring yourself down. Get nice and heavy. Let everything go. This is where you melt, you sink, you surrender. You let everything transition from our practice. I am worthy of all good things life has to offer. I am worthy of all good things life has to offer. And as you sink and you settle, you can say it out loud. I am worthy of all good things life has to offer. And slowly start to make some movements to your fingers and your toes. Maybe rock your head side to side, giving the back of your head a little massage. Maybe reach your legs long and your arms overhead. Give yourself a big stretch. Nice stretch and a yawn. Roll over onto one side using your bicep as a little pillow. We'll hang out here for a couple of breaths. And when you're ready, and only if you're ready, bring yourself up to sitting. Whatever's comfortable for you. Bring your arms out to the side and up to the sky. Join your fingers and join your palms and join your hands. Bring your hands down to your heart center. And may each and every one of the affirmations that we went through this evening stay with you for the rest of your life. Namaste. Thank you for sharing your time, your energy, and your homes with me. And I lost it again.